The first question I wanted to answer is what part of the course had the biggest professional impact on me? And I would definitely say the teacher coaching cycle had the biggest impact. Working through that cycle truly gave me a glimpse of the life of an instructional coach. From the beginning, it was daunting to even find a teacher who would allow me to um, do this because a lot of the teachers at my school are pretty weary about having somebody come in to observe them. Um, just because it puts the pressure on for them to perform when they know that someone's watching. But after I figured out who I was going to coach, even just the process of scheduling the pre-conference and the observation and the post-conference was difficult because we had to find a time that was convenient to to me as the coach and to the teacher. But and I didn't want the teacher to think that I was evaluating her in any way, so it was difficult to come up with questions for the conferences that were not evaluative or suggestive, but rather allowed her to reflect on her own lesson and how she thought it went. Working through this entire process really gave me a lot of respect for my instructional coach and for all instructional coaches, and it really got me excited to be able to do this with teachers when I'm a coach. I really enjoyed going into this teacher's classroom, getting to observe her students, and getting to talk to her about it afterwards and hear what she had to say about how she thought the lesson went. The next question I want to answer is how my thinking has changed throughout this course. At the beginning of the course, I knew I was interested in being an instructional coach, but that was really based on my relationship that I have with mine at my school, and I want to be someone like that for teachers like she is for me. But throughout the duration of the course, I really come to understand more of what it really means to be an effective instructional coach. The ideas from the art of coaching really opened my eyes to the fact that a coach is not an administrator in any way, which is sometimes, unfortunately, how I see mine in some of the roles she plays at our school. But they're really just there to support and help the teachers transform their instruction for the betterment of their students. I also thought coaching was all about working with the teachers and kind of getting out of the classroom. But this course has shown me that effective coaches primarily focus on the students and on their success. And they're in the classrooms a lot, getting to observe, getting to work with the teacher, co-teach, model lessons, talk to students, and get to have a really big involvement with the students. The biggest surprise I had during the course was how effective the learning walks were to my own instruction. When I read the description of the learning walks assignment, I kind of just thought I'd be going into the classroom for a little bit, writing down some data, and then moving on to the next person. But after observing 10 different teachers and seeing their different teaching styles, how they interact with their students, how they structure their classroom with their procedures and their management and their instructional strategies, I came away with several ideas that I would like to try with my classes. An example was the 6th grade teacher that I observed during the learning walks. She gave out tickets to her students for participating in class, and after a certain amount of time, they got to trade those tickets in for prizes. And after seeing that in action, I really think that's something I'd like to try with my students to promote participation and effort in class. And I was really just surprised that sitting in another teacher's classroom for a short amount of time really did have an impact on my teaching, and it really made me reflect on what I'm doing and how I could be doing things better. And lastly, I want to reflect on how my teaching has changed over the duration of the course. I have become much more aware of the importance of all of the processes that go into a good lesson: the planning before the lesson, the execution of the lesson, the assessment of the student's knowledge, and the reflection of how the lesson went and what's going to happen in the future. A lot of times it's easy to get bogged down in the craziness of the work week, and I forget to even really think about what I taught that day and how it went. And this course has shown me how important it is for teachers to reflect on their own lessons, not only for themselves, but also to be able to talk to someone else about their lesson and how they thought it went. And having an instructional coach and being that coach for someone else is truly very important.